This is Jupiter and Leo. So Jupiter and Leo, these people are of the flashy sort when they go about creating their experiences, trying to understand other people, or really this person trying to have other people understand them, as they're the life of the party. They're the ones bringing life to to the show. They're entertaining everybody else. You're going to them to like have fun. This person's bright, and they have a constant, like, typically, unless they're in a bad mood, because people like drown them out. But if nobody's drowned them out, then they're cool to, like, have fun with, and just have fun. Fuck around different ways. you know they do it at a constant rate. See, somebody else would just, I don't know, sometimes they just don't do it. If they're not feeling so passionate that day, they won't do it, or whatever, have fun, that is. They might just be sitting in reality and it's like, damn, this sucks, da 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 da. But most of these fire signs, if you have like fire in your sun sign and Leo, Jupiter, you'll be all right. What I'm saying is, you'll be able to create your experience, and people will come to you and they'll be like, oh my God, that's my friend that's keeping shit live. I needed some fun. I needed to go out and you know be with the crowd. I needed to go out and have fun, and you were there for me. I love you. You're a person that I could like fuck around with, have fun with. You know that person's also very creative and brilliant is what it is. Um, they take ideas and make them fun. That's what they do. People see that and they're like, oh wow, that person over there is having fun. Some people can, maybe not, be so cool with it, but they don't care. This person doesn't care. They're like, they ain't gonna fuck my fun up. They ain't gonna like mess my time up. I'm always here for my people. And even when I'm like alone, I know that when I like feel better, like I might have to go somewhere else to like recharge some time. But then when I come back, I'm still that person that people know. Like, oh hey, that's that person that keeps shit live. This person is around. We're gonna have fun. It didn't, and like it didn't matter what your sign was typically, but it is easier for, like I said, the right brain users, people with fire and water, to get what they want. Because they just see the energy, they understand what lies within and other things. These other people who are of wind and earth, they can still get it too. As long as they have confidence about what kind of experience they want to have and other things, and they're like, okay, I like to do this, I like to do that, or I like to hang around these type of smart people or these type of individuals. We'll have an experience still, and it'll be fun because I'm the one that leads that. I'm the one who hosts these parties. I'm the one that goes out, and we go out where I want to go, because like this place is like, this is the fucking spot. I know it's the spot. You know, these people are like that. You know, these people need people around them. The more people they have around, the better they are. They don't want to just be ignored. If you ignore these people, they are more fucked up. They think, well, I need you here, without you, this and that. But that, for you, you don't need to be like that. You just gotta understand that, sometimes people don't need that experience and other things, and you can just, relax and be like, you know what, I'm still me. They'll come back to me. They will come back. You know, my friends will come back, and we'll have fun again. You don't gotta have them around at all times. Some people are a little more immature and other things. So if your friends need to get away from you, maybe they sense that you were, doing the same type of fun shit, and they wanted to do other fun things. That will hurt your feelings, but then you gotta remember, the fun shit you do, you constantly do, and nobody else does that. Your friends still remember you like that, so calm the fuck down. Because that's like the sun, but for your experience. See, that's orange shockable. You know, and like I said, any like sun sign could have this, any moon sign could have this. You know, that's your chocolate pool for creative energy, creative flow. You know, you have to be the life of the party. You have to be the one that's like there and in like the center of attention, in a sense. You know, that's what it is for this person. But stay cool, corner the corner. Really have people who are cool in your corner so you can have more fun. And that's true because like the wind feeds the flame. You know, that's just the truth. That's just a piece of advice for you.